When politicians and talk show hosts seem to be able to say anything without consequence, what hope have we to operate in a relative foundation of truth? And can we bring back fairness doctrine? It seems like the press has changed dramatically and that virtually all reporting now has an agenda. And the question is, has it really changed, or are people of a certain age just imagining what it felt like, that it felt different and more balanced in a different time?
It has changed. We have a media where so much of the communication, well, as is often said, anybody can be a journalist now. And that means they can communicate without editors, without fact checking. And in fact, some people just make it up. Whatever spreads virally, that's most sensational. So our public sphere has been decomposed into innumerable filter bubbles where people just get the information that they want to get or they find congenial. So that makes deliberation more important, because if we carefully curate a good basis for discussion on a highly contested issue, and we can spread that deliberation, and we can also show what the public thinks when it weighs the information and the arguments on either side, we can set an example and also provide policymakers with what could really solve the problem. And the public sphere has been decomposed, and because the assumption is arguments offered will get answered. But if you never hear the answers because you're in your own filter bubble, then it doesn't work anymore.
We'll hear that say, what can we do in our local communities to foster these kinds of dialogues? And are there any techniques that what we can apply in one-on-one conversations with someone who disagrees with me politically? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, deliberation is both an art and a method. We can use the method with random samples to come to judgments about what a public would think if they could all come together to deliberate on a set of issues. Because if it's a random scientific sample, we can extrapolate to the whole public. But we can also just get people deliberating and get people talking to one another and engaging one another with norms of mutual respect, careful listening, and fact-based information, and all of the other ground rules that the method of democratic deliberation mobilizes.